Hey, good morning. We back at the Buddy Mo Show, where we keep it so trill it might get you killed. Today is Thursday, April 30th, 2020. Still in the lockdown. Still doing this. Let me get my headphones set up right quick before I knock y'all down. Let me fix this. I just almost knocked over the camera. It's my first live ever live. Well, not necessarily live. I'm just giving you video right now. We're waiting to get all the real good cameras and stuff for the live. But today it's gonna be real short. I want to talk about some things that really need to be addressed. It's my I don't know who need to hear this Thursday. I don't know. I just be freestyling them titles. But I'll say this. It's important. We all need it. And before we go back into the world outside of this quarantine, y'all need to change up the way that you go about parenting. We. I got a problem with saying y'all. Yeah, it's a rapper thing. We always saying something about another rapper or judging them from our music. But I'm gonna say this: we need to be better parents. I want to say this: people, instead of taking ownership, we have, especially us as African Americans, we don't take ownership. If we not taking ownership, when we don't take ownership, what we doing is actually we find somebody to blame. Man, see, that's the racist ass, you know. Or we start saying stuff like, I can't get no job. I got these felonies. You know, like you cut out the whole part that requires ambition and hard work and focus, because you say you came from a struggle. You know how to struggle. That's a trophy black people carry around. We came from the struggle. We know how to struggle. Yet, you're not going to try hard to stay out of the joint. I was watching a video the other day. Dude standing, he do corner classes, okay? And I should have got his name, but I'd be high. So, he do corner classes. Like, he'll go in front of the liquor store or out on the corner, set up his camera crew, put up a freaking poster board or whatever on the little tripod, wood and stuff, and he giving you a class on how to go and be an entrepreneur and informing you on things that can help make money for urban kids to be legal, you know. But to stay on subject, what I'm gonna say is, when I look at my son, like I'll start here. I'm walking with my son to a dog park two days ago, Tuesday, I'm walking with my baby to the dog park because I told him, and Cash was like, I'm gonna walk with you, because we was gonna start episode 3, and Cash said, I'm gonna walk with you. And my son picked me like 8 flowers from the front of my house till we got to the dog park. Well, the dog park was locked up. We wasn't, you know, dog park ain't stuff that black people usually do. So we didn't know the dog park was going to be locked up and the sprinklers was going to be going in the middle of the day. So we got there, and then we turned around and head back. And he stops, looks at me and says, Daddy, there's a picnic table. We need to chill out. Now, my baby 5. He said we need to chill out for a second. But he a fat 5, so I knew what he was talking about. Cash didn't. He said, I'll sit down. Well, Cash big too, so Cash was all about this sit down and chill. We like a half a block from my house. And I said, baby son, we almost to Daddy's house. He said, I know, but I just can't do this. Now, that's the point when a parent can say, this is a short walk. Boy, get up and come on, like I said. But I sat down. And gave him 5 minutes and said, baby son, you want to take off now? And he gave me no problem. But I did that because I wanted Cash to see up close, because Cash is a father and Cash is young. We gotta give our kids respect, give them their respect. As black kids, we was raised in households where we didn't get our respect. Our parents didn't want to respect us. They wanted us to respect them. So when I had a great mother, matter of fact, we're not gonna get this twisted. Karen was strong. My mama was strong. She didn't have no help. We was raised in a single parent household, and she from the slums. You know, my mama like the whatever 10th kid from the slums of Chicago. And she got siblings doing life. you know, all that stuff. But Karen raised us to be good people, to be happy people. But my son picked those flowers, and he still was holding them. And as I grabbed them, I took one, I put it in my ear. They was dandelions, the yellow ones. And I said, come on, boy, let's go. He said, Daddy, your flowers. I said, guys don't get flowers. He said, I love to pick you flowers. I put one in my ear. So as we heading home, people been in the corner. You got fellas looking at me. They just looking at me in cash like we a gay couple or something. You see the flower in my ear. They looking. They like, why this dude walking around with a big ass dandelion in his ear? This dude gay. Not paying attention to the kid behind me, because where we from, it's absurd to let your son pick you 8 flowers on the way to for a father from the kind of hoods we from. Because I come from hoods for real. I come from a real slum too, like my mama. No matter where I went, when we got up out of there, we went to live in a country area, and it was projects smack dab in the middle of the woods. Shout out Twin Lake. Can't escape the jet life. We left that, we came back, but no matter what, we came out here to the ski. We was in yard jets. We was out here in the little East Park jets. Shout out them, everybody over on Ivory Street and 2-0 and beating them. I know y'all probably ain't done them on them young cats got control, but whatever. I was everywhere, you know, everywhere where black was is where I was. I have a black life. And the thing is I did not feel like saying, boy, if you don't put them damn flowers down, because that's the thing. Had I picked up some flowers and tried to hand them to one of my uncles or to my dad, they'd have been like, boy, if you don't put them flowers down like a little ass girl. And I've heard people do that to their son. I've heard people do that. It's like my baby's 5. He's the same age as yours. Yours know how to floss and do all this other shit. When we turn in Alexa on, my son walks up and says, Alexa, play Baby Shark. That's what he'll do. Because that's his head. And I used to feel like, man, my son is square. He'd get around other kids and they'd laugh at him because he's so big. An 8-year-old think he 8, and then he's only 5, and he's a real 5-year-old, and I let him be. So at that, you know, that is the kind of nature that can draw frustrations and things like that. But you let them be good people. Stop trying to put your thug on your baby. Stop trying to make your baby be feared or to follow in your footsteps. You can't. You can't have your babies following in your footsteps. You always want to do better. You want them to do better than you. That's a saying that parents use. I just want my baby to do better than me. But you can't have him do better than you if you letting he or she be raised the same way you was. How you gonna raise them the way you want to raise them, but then make them a better person at the same time? You can't conveniently, selfishly be a parent. I'm still his dad the same way when he looks at me and says, I don't want to go to bed right now. Or I don't want to eat that. Or I don't know, I don't really like that kind of toy. I'd like to get that one. I let him think. I let him make a decision. He orders his food. Like when we get to the counter, whether it's me or it's his mother with him, he gets to that counter and they ask, what do you want? And he'll say, white sub, bread, ham, because he eat pork like his mama. He'll say American cheese. He'll use these terms. He'll say mayo. He knows what he wants. It's not the terms that he uses and that I want to point out. I'm saying that he'll order just like that, know what he wants, and we say nothing. Black olives. Or I let him have his own mind. When I show up with his food, if I ain't put the black olives on the freaking sub, and he's going to go, he's going to be like, Daddy, you know I like black olives. Why didn't you do it? I'm not going to say, boy, you better watch who you talking to. Don't ever question me and accept what you get. He don't have to accept what he get. I don't accept what I get. In this world, you don't get to just feed me what you want to. When I was told either to go to bed hungry, I asked if I'm excused. Does that mean I can get up and walk away from the table? Because you're not going to make me. I want my son to know he has a choice. I teach my son to be able to tell the teacher if the teacher try to get him to come into a certain area or send him to a certain area that he don't want to be. I told him sit down on the floor right there, fold your arms and say call my daddy, and he'll make a judgment right here. You call my daddy and tell my daddy to come get me from this spot because I don't feel comfortable with what you're asking me. Can I call my father? I want you to call my father so I can talk to him before I make that decision. So that way he knows. I can come and say, yeah, Brock, kids who hit other kids go to the office. Yeah, Brock, it's okay to come over to the teacher's desk. Yeah, Brock, it's okay. It's okay, Brock, for the teacher. If you do something naughty, yes, you can go get sent in the corner. You know, it's on me to say, listen, if my son tell you he don't need your help to the bathroom, you ain't going in there. Even though I don't know, I'm sure that's something they don't do, but he don't, you know, I want him to be a great person. It's like my son saying, he said he wants to rescue people for a living. He wants his job to be rescuing other people. The thing about that nature inside of a kid is it starts them off as being a protector. My son had fights at school already, and it was always because somebody was doing something to a different kid. My son protects people. That's in his nature. There's only one thing that I'm very strict with my baby about, and that's if not, he's going to be a coward. But to get to the point of what we're saying, we always mention change in the world. The world needs to change. And the bad part is you have bad parents sitting at home blaming the way of the world on the kids they raised. You raised them. You can't let the world raise your kids and get mad because they have worldly ways. Dumbass. It's like this. If nothing ever happens to your kid, he not in the streets, he not selling drugs, but he running around every weekend. He's at his girlfriend's house or he's staying the night at his homies. And you let that shit go by for 10 or 15, 20 years, 10 or 15 years. And then suddenly you looking at this person saying something wrong with them. You trying to say they the reason the world the way it is. Oh, they effing their life up. The truth is this. First of all, you didn't even teach him what he needed to know. You didn't spend time with he or she. You did not keep holding on to what parenting is even when your frustration came. What you wanted was control. Y'all are having new people to send in this world, not slaves to live under you. And that's all it is. You know, this is a black household right here. We raise our kids the same way Massa raised our ancestors, which is do what I say. You eat when I let you. Don't talk if I don't say you can talk. And how dare you make a motherfucking valid point. Don't you get smart with me up in this motherfucker. You hear me? Don't you? Oh, you getting smart, boy? That's the same shit Massa and them had our ancestors on. Don't be smart. Don't make a damn valid point and be right, because you're going to get your ass whooped at my house. And you eat when they say it's time to eat. That's that. Can I get a snack to hold me up to? Boy, get the fuck out of there. The food almost done. Go sit your ass down. If you come back in my kitchen, you know, that's a black house. That's a black. You know, we had to be different. We had to check ourselves. Even white parents, I don't care what color parent you is. Shit. Listen, stop always thinking that your race is more important than another. My son got to grow up out here with white kids too. Your son might get pulled over by one of these little baby white cops who parent wasn't shit today, and that's how the fuck he treat you like shit later. What you think the parent was like of a cop who beat the shit out of an innocent black person? What do you think? No, even better. What you think the parents was like for a black cop who sit there and do the dance for a white cop who beating the shit out of a black person? Everybody is a reflection of where they came from. All those parents that be like, I don't know what happened. Wow. No, you just didn't pay attention to what the fuck happened. You thought you was raising a good kid, but really, you were ignoring the kid. You was going and you was putting other shit first, you know? Putting other shit first. My son walk up in here, Daddy, make me some oatmeal. I pause whatever I got going on, bro. Whatever. Like I said, we was getting ready to set up a show. My baby said, didn't you tell me on the phone we was going to the dog park? I stood right up. I looked at Cash. I said, hey, man, I got to take my little boy to the dog park. I promised him. We got to go. Cash. I said, Cash, I'll be back. And Cash is like, I'm going to just walk with y'all, bro. And Cash got up. Cash walked with me and my baby to the dog park. But it's in his mind, he knew Daddy respected him. He honored his commitment. To the point, my son's so comfortable speaking his mind now that I call him on his mother's phone. This is yesterday morning. I call him every single morning. He called me every single afternoon and night. And we talk. And I say, good morning, son. He said, good morning. And he kind of stuttered, said like that. Daddy, why didn't you call my phone if you want to talk to me? And I said, what? He said, why didn't you call my phone if you wanted to talk to me? And it hit me. You got him his own damn phone so he wouldn't use your phone. But you never remembered that you downloaded him a text mail app so that you can call him instead of having to call his mom's. Or that so his mom can call him when he's at your house instead of that. Because two things, because I got him the Wi-Fi app because it's not like he hangs out. And my house and his mama house both got Wi-Fi. So he can call us from his own phone. And I had asked him the time before, why don't you ever answer the phone? I got you. He remembered that and said, why did you get me a phone if you ain't gonna call it? You're still calling me on mama phone. I love that because that's my nature right there. He learned that from me. Or I work in communications. My son sometimes has to get brought to the office downtown where I'm working. And one day, I'm getting off the phone with him. We saying we love each other, but the phone disconnected. He called back and said, I'm sorry, Daddy, that we got disconnected. I'm sorry, Daddy, we got disconnected. That meant a lot to me because I do that. He saw me do it. He saw me say, I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs., we got disconnected on that call, but if you'd still like to blah, blah, blah. And then, bam, we go from there. So, I think we gonna reflect in our children, but we will never change the world. You keep blaming the world on somebody who didn't put it this way. They became what they had to be to live in it. So if we want to save the world, how do we save the world through our children? That's how. How do we change the world we live in through our children? That's how. Change who the fuck you is as a parent. And that's going to change who the hell the people of America is. And the people of China, the people of the world go change if you change now. We can't fix shit. The problem is when y'all say something got to change, everybody looking out the window for it. Everybody want to pick up their phone and go to the internet and think that the change is coming now. The change will be there in 50 years. The change will be there when you're 50, So if I can be a good dad for just fucking 13 more years and make sure I send him out of the crib to a college with the right state of mind and he does the greatest things and you did it and my neighbors did it and everybody did it all over the world, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Twitter, we all did it at the same time. You know how many great people would be in college? That's how the fuck we make America great again. MAGA that, motherfucker. K-MAGA. Kids make America great again, motherfucker. That's my new shit. C-MAGA, motherfucker. The children will make America great again. Get off your own dick. Hallelujah. That's the point I was trying to get to. I tried so hard to stay on track because I kept drifting off. You don't understand my attention span, so that was very difficult. I'm proud of myself. I love y'all. Thank you for all the downloads. Honestly, this many people I don't like me in real life, but this many people wanted me to do this. This many people was going to support it, and I noticed every single person who told me, "Bro, do a podcast." And I looked. All of y'all are here. All of y'all are here, man. Everybody who recommended the podcast is here. Shout out Project Fatherhood and Jay Kilgo them. I'm trying to get you on this show, Jay. I need you on here, man, because you're a big influence, from your wife being the way my son prays in church to the conversations we have when we ride in that van, that family van of yours. And from the things I learned just from reading your social media posts, or the time when you read mine and you don't hold nothing back, you just check me like, bruh. And then I had to take it down because I done said some dumb shit. I'm thankful. I'm thankful, man. I'm thankful for everybody. I noticed that It's a lot of great things happening with our young guys with the music, man. Y'all need to stop being liabilities to your own progression. Like, don't be a liability. Don't be a liability. I was having a conversation with a rapper out here named Alvin. He was talking about these kids being liabilities, man. You can't even stay out of jail. You pulling guns out, doing this and this and this, but you say you want to be a rapper. You know? And I think that no matter what it is you want to be, from a politician to an athlete, you know, I think you need to be a decent person while you're doing it. That'll avoid situations like the Jameis Winston Uber situation. Like, and that's another weird thing. Black people are always trying to find a way to excuse their own people. Like, Jameis Winston got in an Uber, got drunk, allegedly raped the Uber driver, and his only defense was, I don't even remember what happened. I was intoxicated. I think parenting has something to do with that, you know. Again, God bless y'all. I hope you're being safe. Put your masks on. Don't be touching people. Keep your kids out of Walmart. I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all start y'all day. I need some coffee. Holla at me, baby.